Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Melissa and I'm going to jump in and close out paycheck number 2 of April. If you're interested in seeing that, come on back. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to jump right in. This should be a very short video because I did track most of these expenses in the pay period. So the pay period went from April 11th through to April 24th. I did get paid again on April 25th. So let's go in and just finish off the transactions that we did not track or did not happen as of the time that I had recorded that video. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it in the cards. So, okay, we ended off on the 18th, and I did mention that I would probably have to come back in and redo or go over the 18th again because I did go to TJ Maxx. I spent $4.33. That was on the 18th. It was more than $4.33. I had bought myself a pair of jeans and I didn't like it, so I brought it back. And the remainder that was left after the return was $4.33. So next up is the periodontist. So I needed to go see a periodontist. You know, you guys take care of your smile. Take care of your smile. Make sure you stay on top of it. So I needed to go see a periodontist. There's something happening, and my dentist recommended that I go see them. So with my insurance, they are out of network for who my dentist recommended, and I went. I didn't find out until I got there. But anyway, I paid them $260 and they're going to submit everything to my insurance. Hopefully, my insurance reimbursed me the full amount. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But I did pay $260 on my Marcus card and I'm waiting for that to be reimbursed. So reason being, I put it on a credit card because I kind of was out of cash for the end of the pay period. But not only that, I do need to have a little bit of activity on this card because I don't want them to close it, because if they do close it, my credit score is going to take a hit and I would much rather not have that happen. Okay, next up is on the 18th, and I know you guys are seeing this. It says American Airlines, and it's for unexpected spending for $412.12. So my sisters and I, we started this thing last year where we do a girls trip for my birthday. I was born in the month of May, and we did a girls trip to Jamaica. I am Jamaican by birth, so we did decide to go to Jamaica for my birthday last year, and it was fun. So I do have an older sister who lives in Jamaica. Actually, I have two older sisters that live in Jamaica, and we're planning to make this an annual trip. I wasn't expecting to do this. We had mentioned it loosely when we were on the trip last year, and I really wasn't taking it very seriously because I probably would have saved for this. But anyway, I wasn't planning anything for my birthday. I was actually pretty down about my birthday coming up, but they called me and they were like, listen, our girls trip is on. And not only that, one of my older sisters who still lives in Jamaica, she has not been feeling well. So I'm also taking this opportunity to go and visit. So I'll be able to celebrate my birthday with my sisters, which we did last year, and it was amazing. So $412.12 was what I spent for my plane tickets. So actually it was more than that, but I had some rewards on this card that I did apply against the balance. So it ended up being $412.12. So I did click this one, but I haven't paid it back yet. So I'm going to unclick it. And I did not pay back the amount for my plane tickets. So that's something that I will have to cover coming up in the month of May. So on the 19th, I took my son to the hat store Lids and I bought him 2 baseball caps. He's a lover of baseball caps. So I did get him 2 caps for $25.17. And I actually took that out of the All Things Kids Fund. So $25.17 there. and that was a cash expense. So on the 19th, I went to Walmart, and let me tell you guys, I have been feeling some kind of way for the last week because I'm starting to stress myself out about money, and I shouldn't. But I ended up going to Walmart. He also needed some additional things. I spent a total of $165.23 on my Capital One number two card. However, 147.25 was for me. I ended up buying myself. I thought I saw the cutest dress I bought, and thinking ahead towards my vacation, I picked up a dress, a shirt, and two jeans. And don't knock Walmart, you guys, they have really nice jeans in there. So I ended up returning one of the jeans for $34, and that was applied back to the card. I didn't go back the same day, so it's still a pending refund to the card. So I'm leaving that 147.25. Actually, I should go ahead and minus that $34 from there, because even though it's pending, it's going to go back. So technically, I spent 113.25 on myself, and I spent $17.98 on my son. And I did go ahead and pay these back. I took out the personal fund and the rest of the money that was in the All Things Kids fund, and I will pay that. And I went and paid that back. You guys will see how hard of a hit my sinking funds took for the month of April. So that we ended up going to McDonald's on, I think this was also on the 19th. I don't know why I had the 20th here. But anyway, we went to McDonald's. It was myself and the kids. We spent $31.53. So I do know what this is. And it was paid back already. This was gone. It's cleared. So I do know what this is. So the after school program, which I'm going to go back up to the top. The after school program, I do have a total of 3 checks that's waiting to be cashed. Now it's actually 4. So that $15 check, I'm going to ask them about this today because I'm recording this video on Monday, April 29th. I'm going to ask them today when I go to pick up my son, whatever happened with that $15, if they're going to just not consider it and I need to write them new checks for the weekly fee. Because that $15 check, when I look back in my check register, it was written since February. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I did write 3 checks in the month of April. There was 2 for $20, so there was 2 additional weeks in April. I think it's week number 2 and week number 3. So this week or this past week, they were out of school, so there was no after school. So I didn't have to pay for that. But $29 was an amount I paid for a field trip that they did to the zoo or an animal farm. So I actually took my little one and went with my son to this field trip, and those checks are still outstanding to the after school total of $69. Down here for the $31.53, that was the day of the field trip. We all took the kids to McDonald's, and I bought my kids food and I got myself something to eat there. So on the 20th, transferred from savings. This is money into my budget from my savings accounts, and sinking funds, $851.16. So this was the amount of money that I pulled back out of savings. This was to cover, I know I used it to pay the heating bill, and there was some grocery money that came out. So there was a lot of money that was spent. I will do a sinking funds breakdown so you guys could see exactly what categories these monies came from. So that cleared. And I ended up sending $10 to the savings on the 22nd. So this is an automatic transfer that happens every pay period. So I'm just going to leave it to keep going. On the 22nd, I went to Stop and Shop for groceries. I spent $118.78, and I spent $15.99 in household goods. So those were cash expense. On the 22nd, the Easy Pass took the automatic replenishment for the miscellaneous car expense. So there is a thing on my account online when it gets to $10, they re-up it by charging $25. They did. This was paid back. This actually happens on my Apple Card. It was paid back. On the 24th, I went to the vending machine. I took some change that I had. It totaled $1. It's not 87 cents to buy any of the snacks in the vending machine, but 87 cents was what came out of my budget. Then McDonald's again. I think I was with the kids again. So my son had an appointment at the orthodontist, and after that we went to McDonald's for $21.36. So those are all the expenses for pay period number 2. I didn't have anything else, so let's jump into the paycheck budget so you guys could see what happened. So the rollover, I was expecting it to be $235.54. It was actually $236.04. We brought in main income of $3,857.62. That was about $257 more than what I had budgeted. And I transferred in $851.16 out of sinking funds and savings. So that's a total of $4,944.82. And it's way over, it's about $1,000 over what I budgeted to bring in. So let's jump into the fixed expenses. So rent, electric, student loan, one main, car insurance, renter's insurance, all of those are zeros. And the braces was paid for $164. My auto loan was paid for $939.23. Like, I do budget round amounts, but I do know what my actual payment is for my auto loan. I should just, when I apply the payment, I should just go ahead and apply $940, but $939.23 is my minimum payment. Cell phone and internet, I have not paid those. I did not pay those in the second pay period. Those were for the next pay period that we're in right now. But I did make my lend income payment early, $1,059.22. Why? Because I had the money and I wanted to cut the interest. Okay, babysitter, I paid $220. Child support, I paid $263. The weekly after school is $69. That's still hanging out. I'm waiting for them to cash the checks. And for subscriptions, $18.45. That's a total of $2,732.90. And that came in a little bit over budget. I budgeted $2,715 even. So that's just a little bit over $16. What, $17? $17.90. Okay, in the flexi section, copay and meds, I spent $96.04 and I didn't budget anything. Eating out, I went way over. I budgeted $10, but I spent $62.76. Fuel, I budgeted $75, but I spent $82.21. Groceries, I budgeted $300, but I came in under budget for $256.07. So this is something to celebrate right here. Heating oil, I had $387.54 budgeted. That's all the monies that I had left over. So if you hadn't seen that video for my paycheck number 2 budget forecast, take a look. This $387.54 was all I had left in the budget, and I threw it all into heating oil, but I actually spent $418.10. Household goods, I budgeted $50, but I went way over. I spent $179.10, and I ended up buying myself, there was for the house actually smoke detectors and a new garbage can. And in addition to the regular household stuff that I usually buy. Miscellaneous car expense, I spent $25. I wasn't budgeted to do anything. Other kids expense, I budgeted $35, and this should have been for my son's haircut, but I spent $93.15. Personal spending, I budgeted $25. I ended up spending $161.28. So these are the, lost myself in this little area right here. Propane, I budgeted nothing, spent nothing. Given, budgeted nothing, spent nothing. Savings, I didn't budget to send anything over, but $10 was sent. And unexpected spending was $672.12. Nothing was budgeted. So I had budgeted to spend $882.54 in the flexible section, but I spent $2,055.83. Okay, so next up is the credit card section. Discover was budgeted at 171. I came in under at 168. This was my minimum payment and I just paid that. Mattress Firm $67 was budgeted and spent, and nothing else was spent in this category. So that's 235 that was spent, but I budgeted 238. So let's go in and talk about how everything went. So I budgeted to bring in $3,835.54, and that was what I was expecting to spend. But I brought in $4,944.82, and I spent $5,023.73. So I am actually over budget, $78.91, and this money is somewhere on a credit card waiting to be paid. So, you guys, things kind of went way left field. I wouldn't even say way left field, but things went left this pay period, but I'm not going to beat myself up. I actually did pretty well. I could have pulled all the money from my sinking funds, but I didn't. So stay tuned for that video to see what's left, what I started with, and what's left. And then we'll go from there. So, you guys, this is what happened in pay period number 2 of April. I can't wait for April to be done and, wait to start my birthday month. So I am actually looking forward to our sister girls trip, and I'm gonna enjoy it because I need a little bit of fun in my life. So you guys, I appreciate you for watching. Come back again. Please follow along with my journey, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.